How are you guys? Welcome to EntropiaControl. This is video number 2 of the starting guide. In video number 1, we saw how to create an account, enter the private area, download an installation, select the chat.log file, and leave the application in the setup ready state, like we can see here in our application. If this is the first time you install EntropiaControl, or you still don't have the chat.log configured, I recommend you to watch video number 1 before continuing this tutorial. In this video, we are going to see how to prepare a run correctly before starting to hunt. We are going to review the mob profile. We are going to review the new run button. We are going to review the mob area, where we are going to see the maturity and the type of mob. And also, at the end, we are going to review the overlay button. First, we check that the app is in the setup ready state like we can see here. That means EntropiaControl already has the chat.log file loaded, and it is ready to start reading the activity from the game. Now we go to the mob profile section. Here you can select an existing mob profile or create a new one. Since this is a new installation, we don't have saved profiles, so we are going to create a new one. We open it, we click on the new button. This window appears, the one that we have here. For this example, I recommend you to use references of where you are. If it is a planet, if it is a city, or if you are in a specific area and you want to save where you usually do your hunting runs. For this example, our character is at the beginning in the Satish area. We are going to use that name as a reference. We put Satish. In this part down here, we are not going to use it now for this tutorial. At this moment, you already have the name of the profile. Now, in the budget part, for this example, we are going to leave it with no limit. What does this mean? That for the runs that you are going to do or that we are going to save, there is not going to be a limit of ammo spent, or we are not planning to have a limit of ammo spent. If later you want to explore this, you can go and add the limits and say, I only want to spend 10 PED of ammo for my hunting runs. That is going to be registered in the history area, and it is going to show you if you spent less than 10. It is going to show it in the history, and if you spent more than 10, it is also going to show it in the history. Or, like I am telling you in this video, we are going to leave it with no limit. Same with repairs. It is optional. If you add it, or you can leave it at 0. Like by default, this is custom and young. Now we are going to add the mob that we are hunting. In this example, we look in our game. We are going to be hunting this mob called Estaphils. We are going to search for it in the search bar. Estaphils. And it is this one that we have here. If for any X situation, the mob does not appear when you start the search, there is no problem. Just add the name exactly like the reference mob has it. There you add the maturity. If the maturity is not between the predefined maturities, you add it down here manually. For my other case, it is there. It is the Cetushian Estaphils and the maturity is young. You can add as many maturities as you want, depending on your hunting run. And now we click save. We save it. And now, yes, we already have our mob selected with its maturity and a profile for that mob. In this case, we already have our equipment placed. We already chose that it is the combat blade. We search for it. We press on it. You have to press on it so it gets loaded in the activate weapon area. We press the number 1. Activate. And now the profile, this profile that is here in mob profiles, is connected to this mob with this weapon, exactly with all the configuration that we already have. Now we only press play and we have the beginning of our hunting run ready. Actually, here it shows us that everything is fine and good hunting. Now, at the end, we are going to open our overlay button. This is our most appreciated tool because it allows us to see the development of our application without having it visually over our game. We could leave it behind our game. We can put our game in full screen and have our overlay here. That is going to show us our development, how we are doing in the game. It is going to show us the mobs. If you notice, I am going to put it here in the center, and it says the mob that we are hunting, the amount of kills that we have, the TT. The TT is the amount of the drop that each mob gives us, or each reward that each mob drops. This is part of it. There are mobs that drop a reward, but they have loot that has MU, so possibly to have other data here. And CROI, that is telling us the percentage of profit that we were getting here. And yes, well, in net it is a reference of the TT plus the real, meaning in total net, what you are burning. And in cost, well, it is the current cost of the hunting run. To not confuse you more with technical things, we are going to use now this configuration that we have. We are going to use it. We are going to do damage to 1 or 2 mobs to make the tests. Yes, here it is a little far, but now we get there. Look, immediately when we start doing an activity with this weapon, or here inside the game, it already starts calculating the cost. Here it says that it is at -26. Why? Because we have not collected a reward yet. We collect the reward, and now it is -16. Because 26, it gave us 0.01. Those numbers sometimes are rounded depending on the decimals, but it is not that we are less. It is just that it is locked between -5 and +5 until it updates in the next mob or with the next reward. But you can see that it is changing. It is reflecting. It is showing the information of how we are doing. Let's see. Here we take a good one. Let's see, it gave us 110%. Right now we are with more than 1. It is little, but this is a short test. So we only need to have more certainty that we are generating the data. This is our 5th mob that we destroy. If you see here, it is marking the 5th one that we see here on the screen. This is the profit that we have in TT. That is 0.13. And it tells us that with that profit and with this cost of 0.11, we now have 114% ROI. Well, now we can do the second part of the test. That is, we already have data in one run. We have destroyed 5 mobs. And we have our data. Now we go to the application and we click the new run button. We can verify in the history button, and we have this new line that tells us the time that we've dedicated, the profile, the name of the profile, the mob, the maturity, the amount of deaths that they had, the cost, all the concrete information. And if you want more information, you only have to open it. And now you have more detailed information inside the run, where it tells you not only what you did, but what happened during this run in relation to inside the game. Like globals, other deaths, you go to other mobs that were destroyed, you're going to have all the information to review. And this is going to help you improve and analyze better the future runs. Actually, I already have a new run. And we could even compare. We are going to kill 5 more. Actually, you already saw that the counter went to 0 because I marked new run. It went to 0 and starts a new hunting cycle. Yes, the idea is that now we are going to do this. This is what I recommend. Now comes the comparison. This way you can already have data that is very valuable inside the game. We are not influencing anything inside the game. We are not taking advantage of the game. We are only taking the measurements so we can have an analysis of what we are doing ourselves with or inside the game. With our weapon, with our expenses. If we are being efficient with our expenses or if we are wasting ammo. This tool helps us to control this and know if the hunting run that we are doing is really efficient or not. If you notice, we made a new run again of 5 mobs, and this one is very different from the previous one. So this gives us references for long hunting runs. In this game, normally you have to take data long term. Hunting runs of 500, 600, 100. It depends on what you like. But this already gives you an important data point. I already have one run with the same amount of deaths with my different data. We add new run again. We go to history. And now we have 2. You see? We have 2 runs of 5 deaths with different results. This is going to generate data inside the history, and it is going to help us understand how our game system works. Not the game. We are not influencing inside the game. We are reviewing how we behave inside the game. How is our hunting system? How many mobs we are usually hunting? How much we spend? And how much we are getting from each hunting run. You can compare, like I told you before. Here it says, you can compare this one. You can select the second comparison. That would be this one. No, it is this one. You can compare it with, this is the one from 109 against this one. So we compare, and here it is going to tell us if we did better. One was more. We did worse in relation with the different hunting runs. Here you see, it is making the different comparison of which one was better and which one was worse. So this is valuable information that you have with a basic tool inside EntropiaControl. For now, I think that would be all. In relation with the overlay, this is what I recommend. This is the best part of the tool in the sense of quick information at hand, and if you want a deeper analysis, then yes, you enter the application. You have the history. Inside the history, you have each line that you can analyze. You can make a quick analysis in the bottom part, here with run in, or you can make a deeper analysis inside each run, opening the data that you have to compare runs against other data. Well, I think with this, I say goodbye. And in the next video, we are going to make a deeper analysis of the kill part, the skills, the kills, the loot, how we can configure our loot to see the markup, see the market price. We could place some additional equipment options, like the amplifier, but we are going to leave that for the next video. For now, that would be all for today. Well, see ya. I'll say goodbye. This is the voice of EntropiaControl.